Well, greetings and good morning, Business 20 students. This is Mr. Doucette. I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks and 16 weeks. This is for two classes, this video. I'm going to talk to both of you briefly, but pretty much all of the content is the same for both classes. I'll be your instructor for the next 16 or 8 weeks, depending on which class you're taking. This is kind of a welcome to the class, welcome to the first day of class video, just to kind of go over some housekeeping things, to give you an overview of the course, and most importantly, to show you how to log into Canvas if you've never done that before. And so I'm going to be showing you how to do that here in a few moments. But again, my name is Eric Doucette. I've been teaching at Norco College since 2016. I went on full time as a professor in 2020 in the business department. I'm one of 5 full time professors that are here at Norco College. I also teach occasionally at Chaffey and Cerritos College. But this week or this particular session, in fact, today I start 7 classes here at Norco College. So my load is pretty heavy. And so, saying that, some of the assignments and some of the things might not be quite set up yet. I got the first week done, but I didn't open the rest of it. So just keep in mind it's because I am still kind of organizing it and finalizing a few things. I've made some changes to the class to meet our RSI standards. And so it's caused me to put a little more effort and work into the setup. And so I haven't quite gotten a lot of it put together yet, but it is coming. In this class, I've already had set up pretty good. So I'm not going to make too many changes, but just keep in mind that if all the modules aren't open yet, there's 2 reasons for it. Number one is I'm still setting them up, or number two, I don't want students to get too far ahead. Some students will go through and I've had a student actually do the whole class, certain assignments in the whole class for the whole 8-week class, and I didn't like that. So it's not good because we're supposed to be learning as we go. So anyway, not all the modules will be open, but just the first couple. Each week, I'll always have a new one added. That way, you're got at least one ahead or 2 ahead that you can work ahead if you want to. But again, this is for both an 8-week class and a 16-week class, but pretty much everything applies. And I'm gonna show you both here in just a second. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I want to show you how to sign into Canvas. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing that. I'm gonna go to our Norco College website. So here it is. Go to norcocollege.edu. And then right up here in the right corner on the home page is a quick links. If you click that, then you can come down to the quick links. And the second one down is Canvas. Now, Canvas is our learning management software. It's where we host all of our online classes. And pretty much every class has a class folder held in Canvas. In this case, our classes are both fully online, so everything is done here. By the way, you don't need to go to any other third-party site. Everything is built into Canvas, all the quizzes, all the assignments, all the exams, but you will need a textbook, and I'll show you how to do that. And that will be in Canvas, or not Canvas, but Cengage. And you can go there, you can read the book, but you can do it all within the class. So hopefully that will help you. As far as logging in, you're going to start with your email address. Now, yours is going to look different. I'm already registered and set up. Once you are set up, it'll look the same for you. But you're going to put your email in, which is your Norco College email, and then your password. Again, mine's already set up, but yours is going to be your birth date. So it's going to be the 2 digits of the day, 2 digits of the month, and then the 4 digits of the year. And once you put that in, technically I'm putting my password in now, and I click sign in. It's going to ask me to authenticate. I like to just do a text rather than use the Authenticator app, but you can download the Authenticator app and it'll give you a code. You put the code in, and then that's your double authentication. That way nobody can break into your email address. Once you're signed in, it's going to bring you to the Canvas dashboard. And this is where all of your classes that you're taking will be seen via folder. These are all the classes I'm teaching. These are the 6, but this one's actually 2 sections. So I have 7 classes. 3 of them are math. 2 of those math classes are the 2 that are represented in this video, 32325 and 32324, these 2 right here. So you're either going to be in my 8-week class or my 16-week class. But again, they're both math. The only difference is this one runs a little slower. There's less content required each week. This one's quicker because it's only 8 weeks. And so you're going to have to do a little more each week. Usually it's a multiple chapters versus maybe 1 or 2 chapters over here. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into the 8-week version, or sorry, the 16-week version. It's all the same whether you're in the 8 or 16. Everything up to this point will be the same. The only difference is that there'll be more modules in this one versus the other one. But what you'll do, it's exactly the same. Once you get there, you'll both look at a home page very similar to this. And this is kind of what I've created to help you navigate the course. So there's going to be 4 modules in this class for both of them. And they're basically going to be 4 weeks long in the 16-week class, and they're going to be 2 weeks long in the 8-week class. But this is how you can get to whatever material you should be working on that week. And you can do that by clicking the module based off of the dates. We'll come back to that in a minute. I also include a syllabus button right here. The syllabus button allows you to see the most current syllabus. Maybe I've already made changes or edits because I found errors or problems with the prior one, things that weren't formatted correctly or dates that I missed to change. But the most recent and current will be right there. If you click that, you can open it. You can also download it. This is a link to the textbook that we're going to be using. So yes, there is a textbook for this class. I was trying to build over the winter break a fully free OER textbook class, and I was unable to complete it in time. I'm still working on it, and I may actually be changing some of the assignments that you do, but unfortunately, I still need to use the original textbook this session. Good news is it's not too expensive, and I link it to the class. It's an ebook. You don't need to go outside of the class. You don't need to get access codes or any of that other stuff. And it's about $50, $60 to access the ebook that's going to be linked to the class. So if you want to access that ebook, you just click this link here, and then it should bring you to a page that you click, and then it'll bring you to a registration page. And once you register, you should be able to just click the link and get there to the book. But nice thing is when you are reading the book online, it'll remember where you left off. So the next time you come in, it'll be right where you're at. So that'll be the link to the textbook, and I have multiple links to get there, so I'll show you that in a minute. Then you have a help button right here that gives you the option to find my phone number if you want to text me, my email if you want to email me. It also gives you the help desk email and phone number. It also gives you Canvas's phone number or email if you need to get a hold of them, and phone number. So if you click that, it's a great help. It's also a forum where you can ask questions. So if you click reply at the bottom of the page on the help page, you can ask questions, you can see what other students have asked, you can answer questions. So it becomes an open forum for dialogue among the members of this class. And then next to that is my office hours. So if you need to meet with me, you can click that, and this gives you the times that I'm available online, which is on Thursdays, or the 2 times I'll be on campus. I'm actually on campus 3 days, but I'm only in my office to do office hours 2 of those days, and those are the hours that I'll be there. I also have a bookings thing right here. So if you want to book a set special time with me that doesn't fall into those 3, just go there, set up a meeting, and then I'll let you know if it works for me or not. I'll try as much as I can to make it work for you. So keep that in mind as you're setting up a meeting with me, but that's what those are for. There's a link here to our School of Business and Management, and there's also a link to our accrediting body, which we are specially accredited as a business school here at Norco College with the ACBSP accreditation. You can read about that right there. But that's pretty much the table that you can use. If you ever get lost, you can just click the home screen. It'll bring you right back here. So maybe you're deep in the woods somewhere in this class and you're like, I just need to get to the start. Just click home. It'll bring you back. If you happen to be using like a tablet or a phone to do your class, I accidentally clicked out here. Hold on. If you happen to be on a phone or tablet, it's not going to look the same. You're not going to see that left menu. It's going to look like this. So you might go, oh goodness, I don't see that menu. Where is it? And you might click here, but that doesn't bring you to that menu. So where do I go? Well, you go to this little arrow right here. You click that, and lo and behold, that menu opens up right here. So then you can click home, and it brings you right back to the home screen. So if that's on a phone or tablet, if you happen to be reading or trying to do some assignments on that, so that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. Then I'm going to click the Start Here button, and that brings you into the course. So this is where you're going to read a welcome by me and kind of what the class is all about, what you'll be covering. There's my communication policy. Again, if you want to figure out how I'm going to get a hold of you or how you want to get a hold of me, again, there's my email. Here's the help button. There's my office hours, and then there's a book time with me. If you want to go to the bookings, this is a 100% online class, both of them, both the 8-week and the 16-week. Again, everything up to this point is exactly the same in both classes. Here's another link if you want to get to the textbook. You can also go to the top of the modules page and click that link. That'll bring you to the textbook. Here's what I just explained to you about navigating this class on a phone or tablet. And then here's the things you need to do to get started. So number one, you want to open, you want to read, you want to download and print out the syllabus. Make sure you read it all. You understand exactly what's expected and what assignments we're going to be doing, etc. You want to complete the SLO pretest. This is a 10-question test just to see what you know. Don't worry about if you don't know. Just do your best, answer the questions. If you don't know them, just guess. I guess I'd like you to try and work them out. But what I'm going to do is give you this test at the end and see what you've learned if you've able to now do those questions. And they're kind of a preview of what you'll be learning about in this class. Then here again, you can get the textbook. I said I have a lot of links to the textbook. Or you can search for it on Amazon if you want to try and get a hard copy of it, or the Norco College bookstore. But don't get access codes or anything like that. Just get the book. That's it. And then finally, once you've done those three things, you want to get started in our class by going to Module 1. You can click that, but before you do, I would suggest that you actually step through the Welcome module, and that's kind of where you're at. You're at the top of the Welcome module. So just click Next and work through the next few pages. Here's a schedule as well of everything we're going to be covering. Now, this again is the 16-week. If you have the 8-week, it'll just be the 8-week schedule. It'll be exactly the same, just it'll be 8 weeks instead of 16. There's a biography of me if you want to learn a little bit about my background and what I've done in the past. Then there's the syllabus again. If you click this, you can view the syllabus. The most recent syllabus will always be linked to that. Next is the textbook again. So again, if you've not gotten the textbook yet, you can click any of this or this and link to it. And then there's again my communication plan. If you want to read through that, I have an AI policy. The AI policy is not, well, it's you're not writing any papers, but you are doing work. So I just want to challenge you to not just put in the assignment or the question into AI and ask it to solve it for you because you're learning nothing. And I don't know that I would even be able to tell whether or not you did. I haven't had too much of an issue in this class. And I kind of tailor all my questions uniquely so that they can't be done on AI too well, or at least correctly. And I'm also looking for specific things, and I'll identify those as we go. So if you do use AI, please disclose it and let me know, hey, I got some help with AI on this, and I'll work with you on that. If I suspect it for some reason, though, I might just give you a 0, or I might call you out on it and see if you have a defense. I'm very watchful, and unfortunately, professors are having to do this, and it causes more work for us, causes more work for you, and it makes education cheap if you use AI because you're not really learning anything. You're just getting a piece of paper at the end of the day. So please, have some integrity and some self-respect and say, hey, I really want to learn rather than just cheat my way through college. So anyway, I'm sure there'll be more things coming on that as we go. There's student services here, everything that we have for you at the college. You want to check all those things out. Food pantry, there's a course, here's how you can best succeed in this course or any course. Then there's a whole section here on academic honesty, which kind of comes back to AI. There's a whole section on Canvas tools. There's also a discussion forum that you can ask me questions and I will answer. I'll be checking that regularly. There's also one if you just want to interact with you and other students. So you can just click reply here or click reply here, and then you can interact with other students in the class. Again, this is the same for both 8 and 16-week classes. There's some Canvas links, also the same. More Canvas links if you want to make sure you understand how to utilize the tool. There's some student Canvas information there. Let me know if those videos don't work for you. There's ConferZoom, which is setting up a Zoom meeting and how to utilize Zoom, which is a free tool. And then once you get to that point, you're gonna click the next button, and that brings you to the initial check-in assignment. Now, again, you could have clicked this on the welcome page and it brought you here. Either way, you must do this assignment right away to stay in the class. And all you need to do here is I would just copy and paste these questions. I'd come down here and I would click reply. And then once you click reply, it opens a text box. You can paste the questions and then answer them right here. When you're done, click reply, and you've completed the assignment. You don't have to comment on other students, but I encourage you to do that. And then I'll also be going in there and commenting on your assignments as well. So, but that brings you then to the end of the welcome module. And actually, if you click one more, it's going to bring you to the pre-test assessment test. I also gave you a link of that in the welcome page, but if not, as you're working through this welcome module, you'll come across the check-in assignment and the pre-test assignment. Once you're done with that, let's just go there for a second. You should be able to just click next, the bottom here, and that'll bring you then to the first module, which is week number 1. So it's going to give you an overview of what we're going to be covering in the week. And then here's a to-do list of what you need to get done. And again, this is going to be the same for both 16-week and 8-week. And then you have a Help Sienna or Meet Sienna. So the whole class is built around Sienna's business. She's a health and fitness business. And so you're going to see everything in light of her eyes as you go through this class, why she needs to know business math to operate her business. And then you're going to get into you have a welcome meet Sienna, then a help Sienna. This is what you're going to be covering this week, what you're going to be helping her do. And then you get into some, actually, these are not visible. This is me trying to make it a free class instead of a textbook. So you'll not be able to see those 2 pages. And then you get into your first study page. And so study pages are set up for you to study the content. I give you the page numbers. I give you the sections that you need to work through. I even have a video of me working out some of the problems. Some of these videos are pretty old, and let me know if you have any problem with them, or if the closed captioning doesn't work correctly or whatever. I also provide you the PowerPoint slides for the chapter, and I also provide for you some YouTube videos of people working out similar kinds of problems. So this is all for you to study the content, because there's 2 chapters in this first week for the 16-week class, and there's 3 chapters for you if you're doing the 8-week class. There's going to be a study page for each chapter. And so work through all 3 or all 2 of the study pages. When you get to the end of all that, then you're going to come to your first quiz. And the quiz is math problems. So again, you'll have all the information about the quiz. It'll look a little different for you than it does for me right now, because I'm not in student mode, but if I view it as a student, this is what it's going to look like for you. So it'll have an explanation, and then just click Take Quiz, and that's going to bring you to where you can start the questions for the quiz. By the way, you can take the quiz 3 times. I highly recommend you use Chrome to do it, and you have 30 minutes to do the quiz. So that's pretty much it for that. And then let me leave student view here. I'm going to go to the next assignment, which is a case study. So you have 4 weeks to complete the case study, and this is going to be helping Sienna choose a bank. So you have until, if you're in the 16-week class, you have until 3:15 to complete this assignment. But if you're in the 8-week class, you have until next week to finish the assignments. You have 2 weeks in the 8-week class, and you have 4 weeks in the 16-week class. So anyway, so you're going to be completing this assignment. All the information's here. This one's due on the 15th for the 16-week class. It's due on the 8th for the 8-week class. And again, you have multiple weeks to do it, so you don't have to do it right away. But the idea here is that you're working through the problem and getting it done. And you might want to wait till you've finished, And then that's it. So then you move into, this is actually not an assignment for you. So sorry, that's one I'm working on making it for the free class. So then that brings you to week number 2, not 3, sorry. So again, I'm still setting some of this up, and I'll be completing all that. In fact, this module is not even published yet. So if you look in the 14-week class, hold on a second. If you click modules here, you'll see that only this week's module is open, and then next week's it's grayed out because I haven't published yet. So I need to go through all these weeks and set them up. So I apologize for the delay on that, but I don't want you to work too far ahead, and I want to make sure everything is the most current, and that's why I'm taking my time doing it. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. Each week will be pretty much the same. You'll have study pages. You'll have a check-in assignment, by the way. Let me explain that real quick. If I go back to modules, so you had the initial check-in assignment where you introduced yourself, but when we get to week number 2, you're going to have a check-in assignment. It looks like this, and basically it's going to be like a quiz, and so there'll be some things for you to download. You'll want to do this maybe after you've went through the study pages, and then you're going to basically help Sienna solve some math problems in relationship to her business. And so you're going to be downloading a worksheet, working out the problems, and then this is kind of like a quiz. So if you went there and I viewed it as a student, which it won't let me because I'm not published. So let me publish it temporarily. And if I view this as a student, I gotta move this down. it's what it's going to look like is it's going to look like a quiz once again, and it's locked. So sorry about that. I have it locked, so it isn't going to let me in there. But it'll say start quiz, and what it'll do is open up the questions, but there'll be drop down menus for you to select your answers. And so the questions are all built into the assignment, but the answers are found in the drop down menu. So when you click the drop down menu, it'll give you multiple options for the answer. And then when you're done, you click submit, it'll actually show you which ones you got wrong and which ones you got right and why. And so this is meant to be a tool for you to learn. The key thing about the welcome assignment or check-in assignment, it's only open for 1 week and it closes, and I will not open it after that. So you need to do it within the week. This is for you to check in to the class. It's also for you to kind of learn the content in real time. And so once you have completed, if you made a mistake, you can do it again. You can do it again as many times as you want until you get it right. But it's meant to teach you, and it gives you all the answers and how to work out the correct answer when you get the wrong one. It'll show you that. So you can look at that and then you can go back and try again. All right, well, that's pretty much it as an introduction to the class, introduction to the first day. If you have any concerns or questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to do so via email. Let me, for those of you, but really quick, who are in the 8-week class, only difference between the two classes overall is just that you have less assignments in the 8-week class. You have less assignments, not less assignments, sorry about that. You have more assignments in one day, but for instance, every week on the 16-week class, they have a check-in. You have one check-in that covers, two topics. So you have less check-ins. You don't have two check-ins because there's two chapters. You have one check-in that covers both chapters. But it's pretty much exactly the same. Let me if I go to modules and I come down here to schedule, I'll show you the difference. The difference is really this. It's only 8 weeks. And you have a check-in assignment that covers more chapters. So this one would cover 2 chapters versus maybe in the 16-week class, it only covers one, but they'll be doing the second half of that one the next week. So in this case, you have more chapters to read and more chapters to answer questions on, but there's probably the same number of questions overall. So all right, well, that's it. If you need to get a hold of me, please reach out to me during my office hours. If not, have a great first week, and I'll be doing a similar video to this every week where I will be going over that week's assignments, talking about the prior week's assignments, and that way you see my face before you every week. So keep up the good work in getting started. I'll be saying that every week. Keep up the good work. So keep up the good work. Get started right away. And I look forward to this session together with you. We're going to have a great time learning how to help Sienna with her business.